This is the area known as Fernley. It's near Fernley Primary. The road runs onto King's Gate. Short video, you can see the young trees growing, the new tree plantation. 13th of July 2022. These trees have actually been here for a reasonable period now. But trees always take a long time to grow. Worth planting. No right turn from Kingsgate into West Home Avenue. You need to pay attention to road markings. You see this is Stronsay Drive. There's two lanes here. One lane, the left lane's for going left. This is Stronsay Drive onto Kingsgate. And the right hand lane, that's for going right. Two lanes here. You need to pay attention to road markings. This is Stronsay Drive, heading on to King's Gate, where there's a new tree plantation, young trees, sapling trees. Expansive green space here. Yes, it's useful to pay attention to road markings. Here's a taxi going left. Taxis are licensed professional drivers. You can see the license on the back. Where's the taxi's indicator? Look, he was going left. A professional driver. th of July 2022. That building looks as if it's being demolished. Approaching 4:30 in the afternoon. It's quite busy actually. Oh look, did you see that? That red car and the white van. I mean, you can't make out number plates or anything. But did you see that? The red car turning at that junction. Did a U-turn actually. The road says no U-turn, 1 mile. That's the danger of U-turns on this West Hill to Kingswell's dual carriageway. The red car did a U-turn just off the roundabout to turn round and go back to the roundabout. So was that driver confusion at that big Aberdeen bypass roundabout with traffic lights? I mean, drivers can get confused at roundabouts when they don't know where they're going. I mean, even with sat-nav, you still need actually signs in advance pinpointing which exit to take off the roundabout. Advance warning. Advance warning is always useful, even for the climate, to predict storms. Advanced warnings. The car did a U-turn, the red one. An unlawful U-turn on the A944. Kingswells to West Hill dual carriageway around about Smiddy Brae industrial units. Is that Smiddy Brae? Smiddy Brae building being demolished. It was on fire a few years ago. and 100% electric bus. The number 5 bus goes to the city centre. The number 5. Okay, it's Saturday the 16th of July 2022 around 5 p.m. These are hay bales. They're not wrapped in the black stuff, which is like paper. It's like paper and plastic. Plastic seems to be made from paper fibres. That's what I learnt at the boundary to Aberdeen. It takes 2 minutes to put a plastic covering over a hay bale. So it would take 2.5 hours to do this field. Put a black plastic cover over a hay bale. There's enough hay bales here. Doing 2 minutes for each hay bale, it would be about 2.5 hours doing this field. That's quite time consuming for a farmer. I mean, this story carries on from a recent video. This is Saturday. 2.5 hours to do all these hay bales. What's the reason for putting the black stuff on them that's like plastic? I can't see any logic, because you would think putting the plastic on it is to stop the hay from blowing in the wind. It's not too windy today, but anyway, the hay bales are fine. How do you find out? This is the end of Morningside Road. A path. You know, as a basic rule, you should respect people, not upload videos that embarrass them. Show discretion, but at the same time, presenting a camera outside with video, people seeing it, that can actually change behaviour, lead to behaviour change. I mean, the person that shoots video actually has discretion and control. They don't have to upload all videos. But actually, just presenting, this is the benefit actually of photos and video. Photos are still images. I mean, really, you can tell a story with still images and text. Multimedia is text, graphics, still images, sound, video and animation. But still, keeping videos can actually be worthwhile, because you may later, they could be used to show what someone has witnessed. I mean, you've got to look at what the young people are doing. They enjoy bikes. And this is by the old D-side line. This cycle path is nice, the old D-side line, along Auchinyell Road. Safer. This is actually the entrance to the Loch of Skene, or to the entrance of the loch. 24th of July 2022. And actually, puddles, even though they're shallow, can pose an obstacle to bikes and tyres, making really, if you come at them the wrong angle, you can tilt, wobble. I mean, really, cycling is not without risks and challenges, but at the same time, you need to always be ready to land on your feet. You can't really do that if you travel at speed. Travelling slower, actually, does enable better video capture, more stable, immersive video quality that shows over tells. So you see, there's a win-win. And actually, the water level has not returned at the Loch of Skene. The water is still out. And there's canoeists coming. They've parked up with cars. Modern smartphones actually are discreet. You can hold them in front of you. People may not actually notice. Video capture, if you keep moving, get ahead, stay ahead. You need to be born to run. Looks a lot like the Florida Everglades. All this green floods, patches of floods. You can see the canoeists approaching the Loch of Skene. They're going, well, is this paddleboarding or canoeing or kayaking? What's the difference really? Anyway, Sunday. The older people are going to church at the Kirkton of Skene. Church doors are open. The bells weren't ringing. People were going to the church actually ahead of the bells. They had a sense of time. I mean, clocks really enable people to get a sense of time, turn up for events. But I mean, the canoeists, this is leisure activity. They're enjoying life. The older people go to church, while the young people embrace the outdoors, taking to the water. The younger people, maybe they're fitter, healthier, like life, longer to live. The older people like life too, but they may be more preoccupied, worried about their health, walking slower, using sticks. I mean, this is what's happening. Sunday, 24th of July, 2022. The time is not really significant, but the church was going in. So that tells you it's mid-morning. Sometimes a time when people have coffee after breakfast, continental style. That's the donuts in America. That's not continental. The continental style is all the jams and the spreads, the chocolate. Oh, they're heading for the loch. Anyway, it's the end of July 2022. Look here, you see this? This hole. This is for the connector cable. that goes from a car, an electric EV vehicle, an electric vehicle, to the charger at King's Wells, the e-volt. But actually, this opens up, but there's no key, there's nowhere to insert a card. It says show card. No, there's actually nowhere to insert a card on this machine, looking closely. And some people have visual impairments. They might struggle to look closely at machines. There's nowhere to insert a card. This does not pull open. Not in any way, shape or form. This is with force. With force. Playing around with an electric vehicle charging machine. I mean, how? How are non-technical people going to work this? I mean, I have a background in technology. There's no instructions. And actually, it's not... Cars do hook up to this. They really do. I've seen them. I've taken photos of it. But actually, even with force, this does not open in any way, shape or form. It's an e-volt, powered by APT technologies, designed by Sir Control. So I guess A to B, so I guess you've got to look up instructions online. But it should be self-explanatory. And actually, you can usually work technology just by playing with it, playing around with technology. That's how people learn. That's how people learn to use smartphones and tablets. But this contraption, really, it's not built to last. Playing with technology. You can't open that. There's no key, there's no card slot. Really? It's Thursday the 11th, 11 August 2022. You can see the North Sea. That's Aberdeen in the distance. You can see the skyscrapers dominate the landscape. Clear blue day, clear blue sky. You can see the sea merging with the sky, and the sheep grazing. King's Wells countryside. Always worth shooting video for a small segment where you can really see the sea blending with the sky. This is by the Langstracht, the old Langstracht. This was the old road where traffic used to come along. Now it's just for buses and bikes and pedestrians. I mean, that road over there cuts through from King's Wells to the Langstracht. Built around 20 years ago. It was built to make it more efficient commuting to King's Wells, West Hill, from the Langstracht and from Aberdeen beachfront. And you can see the sea today, where you will find Aberdeen Beach next to the sea. The summer of 1976. That's when it was really hot. Aberdeen Beach was packed. So the science of temperature. Is global warming happening or not? Or are people just forced to slog away, work hard, move on? The summer of 1976, Aberdeen beachfront. The beach was hoaching and packed. Sometimes you've got to challenge the science. Is it right? Who really knows? How many people are shooting video and comparing temperatures? Around 26 degrees today, Celsius. Edge of Aberdeen. Mid-afternoon. The science of temperature. Need to put the temperature into video. 26 degrees C. It's not like London, which is near 40. London's more claustrophobic. all those buildings, the high rises, and then there was congestion charging. Really, Ken Livingstone for Labour built to put congestion charging in to make better air quality, reduce smog, thick air, make breathing easier. The 11th of August 2022, approaching 5 p.m. It's getting later in the day, getting cooler. And people have come down to the beachfront. They're here, cooling off. Approaching 5 p.m. Look, there's actually a balloon going up. That is helium. The stuff rocket ships are made from. Helium. Helium is also in rocket ships. Rocket fuel. You can see the wind turbines going round. Lovely day. Warm. About 26 degrees C. 26 degrees, and people are coming to the beachfront in Aberdeen to cool off later in the day. After work, 5 p.m, but they might have been here all day. It's popular, the beachfront. Down by Aberdeen Beach Ballroom. 11th of August. The year of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, 2022. Quite a size of a building. Harlow Academy. So this is Queen's Road, where the road is closed. Harlow Academy. What can we say about it? It's the 11th of August 2022. 11. School holidays, 7 weeks. Harlow Academy is set in nice leafy grounds. Opposite Ruberslow Terrace. Yeah, this is Harlow Academy. Lots of trees here. Ruberslow Terrace, the gardens. Ruberslow Terrace was where my grandfather worked. His office. It's still standing. Grandfather of the same name. He worked in an office in Ruberslow Terrace, Queen's Road. When he worked in Ruberslow Terrace, there was daffodils out front in the green space. None there today. August. (2022) August. No daffodils in Union Terrace. No, this is Ruberslow Terrace. Ruberslow Terrace Gardens. Union Terrace is under construction. There used to be daffodils in Ruberslow Terrace Gardens. People still come here, sit on benches. There are office blocks. Ruberslow Terrace. Oh look, I've just gone round Allen Park. Well, there's no sign of a pond, and also, well, look at these steps. There's steps down there. But actually, I went round the park on the path, on a bike. Actually, I didn't need to go up and down these steps. I avoided the steps. Avoided the steps? Oh, these steps. These steps by the sign about Allen Park. I don't think you need to go down them. You can get round the park, actually, without going down the steps. I don't think the pond's down there. That's more deeper into forestry. You can see it's all trees. Compacted forest. Really, it's the season for wildfires. And they are happening around the world. But there's there's a whole range of news websites beyond the BBC. I mean, actually, the BBC paints a narrow world view, a narrow lens. And actually that's what older people may watch on TV. So they get freaked out by all these health stories. It drives fear, panic, anxiety, and panic buying. And what happens online is not always what happens in the real world. Tuesday the 14th of June 2022. This is Fernhill Drive, and actually a mobility scooter came along this pavement a few months ago. I watched it. I was amazed how it was able to carry on, go from the shopping precinct at Maastricht to Tesco Wood End and beyond. But actually, if you look at the pavements here, they're lowered. This is why the mobility scooter was able to go up and down the pavement. And actually, at Maastricht Junction, the houses have ramps and railings on one level. Not attractive housing, but still accessible. I mean, building attractive housing, often when you build attractive housing, you don't consider accessibility. Nice garden here. Really nice garden. This is Fernhill Drive by Burnbrae Place, leading on to Langstrath at Aberdeen. I mean, a garden like this attracts insects, bumblebees, pollinating honey, the good stuff. Honey with health benefits. The Greeks eat a lot of honey. The Greeks eat a lot of it in Greece. I mean, easier to make honey in warm countries because there's sunshine to really grow the plants. Plants need sunlight and photosynthesis. This is science. Science and nature. Sunlight leads to photosynthesis. Science and nature. You can get science and nature programmes on the BBC iPlayer. There's a category for it. If you want an education on science and nature. And a lot of Planet Earth videos come under the category of science and nature, such as videos by David Attenborough, Sir David Attenborough. Multiple skyscrapers here in Hazelhead, and with it, actually, all these homes, where do people park? I mean, there's some cars on the road, either side. I guess, when the roads are narrow like this and cars drive in the middle, you should really cycle on the pavement. I mean, give way to cars, because they can come from behind and drive in the middle of the road. This is basic safety advice for staying safe. I mean, there's risks of cycling on the pavement, because people can come out their drives. And a lot of older people are really dependent on the car. Yet, electric motoring is getting very complicated. Alternating current to direct current. This is the stuff of engineering. "43 kilowatts to 50 kilowatts at Kingswell's Park and Ride." How are people going to cope? Unless you buy an electric car and play with it and tell others, people are not going to learn. People are still all on petrol and diesel. I'm at a loss as to how I can help. I mean, here's the grass cutters really firing up. Hazelhead. This is looking after the environment, keeping the grass short. I mean, grass can grow out of control. It can't be very pleasant having your head stuck through a gate. Farmer not taking care of you. 26th of June 2022. This is between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Well, you look to be in distress. This is the edge of West Hill. Oh, the sheep has managed to free itself. The sheep looks happy enough. Sometimes you can scare sheep if you go too close to them. But this one looks really friendly. It's a black one. Sometimes black people are really friendly. I mean, look at this. Look at this sheep. Look how close I've got to it. Black sheep, they're the friendliest. You know, beneath it all, you might get a scare. White people might get a scare when they see black people. But actually, beneath it all, black people are really friendly. Black sheep. Black sheep, sometimes are rams. What's in a colour? This is a friendly sheep. And there's black and white sheep in this field. Talk about black and white, and you think about popular singer Michael Jackson. He sang Black or White. Michael Jackson, actually, he was black, but he dyed his skin colour white. Do people know this? Most people do. I guess the youngest don't. Michael Jackson really wanted to blend in with white people. But this black sheep, no, it's really friendly, but actually it's had enough. Messing around with sheep. No, this sheep's friendly. A friendly sheep. It doesn't bolt. Oh, it's bolting now. It's had enough. 2.5 minutes next to a sheep. Now that's a friendly sheep.